We are live up in this motherfucker.
Yeah, man, live. Dab, 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 dab.
Come on, show us some speed dabs. That is intense.
Speed dab is what all the kids are doing.
Wow. What was the reverse dab you did earlier?
It's like that.
Right, okay, so the hand goes down rather than
Yeah.
up.
Sort of, yeah, reverse dab.
Fuck.
But the best one is a speed dab.
Yeah. That is good. That's really good.
Do you like the sound effects?
Yeah, in a way.
It's all good, man.
It's all love, baby.
It's all grubby.
Yeah.
What's going on, man?
Fuck, man. I don't know, man. It's been, a week since we were last here, man?
So let me get this straight, bruv, yeah?
Yeah, bruv.
This is like the relaunch now.
Okay, yeah, this is the proper relaunch.
Yeah. Because I got it's like a next thing, right? I saw on the podcast, man, it said, this ain't the relaunch.
Nah, that weren't the relaunch, because we fucked up the video, man. Technical difficulties up in this bitch.
Backwards dab, man.
Yeah, man.
So that's cool, man. So this is the new...
Yeah, man. This is the new flavour of Rankin Radio, season 6, 5, 6? Who cares, man?
I think
Maybe let's forget about seasons. Let's just this is Rankin Radio live now.
It's not about the series number. It's about the quality of the content, bro.
Yeah, well, maybe we've gone backwards then, bro.
Yeah, man. We're reversing in time, dude.
Yeah, this is an impractically placed coffee table, man.
Hey, I saw you put out like a Facebook message on the Rankin Radio page, didn't you, earlier on?
Yeah.
Someone commented that they've started deleting the first season of Rankin Radio on iTunes.
Yeah, so there does seem to be a thing whereby they're no longer... It's very difficult to get them. Now, I believe you can still get them on the podcast distributor that we use generates some wacky website that looks like it's from the 80s. And you can go back and download them all individually.
Okay.
I'm sort of scared too, because, we were young and wild in those days.
Yeah. 2012, wasn't it?
Yeah, although you were optimistic back then, weren't you?
Oh, God, I was so happy.
Yeah, you had a lust for life in you.
Yeah.
Not anymore.
No, not anymore. Although something happened to me yesterday, actually, which...
Go on.
I said that my New Year's resolution was to sort of cheer up a bit.
Yeah.
Not lose my rag too much.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, I actually I did quite well yesterday.
Oh, did you count to 10?
Well, no, there was no time to count to 10. I was just quite restrained in my... So basically, I was at work.
Yeah.
Had my lunch, had my packed lunch sandwich.
Lovely.
But I was still a bit hungry.
Okay.
So I went down to Sainsbury's and I got a little pot of fruit and chocolate.
I'm aware of it. Yeah,
so
chockies.
I got a chocky bar.
Oh, you got a chocky. I thought you were going to say you restrained from the chocky, and I was about to applaud you. But
no, I got a chocky bar.
Got a chocky bar.
So I went up to the conveyor belt and put it there, and the lady went, "Is this what you're having for lunch?"
Yeah.
And I said,
nice.
"Sorry, is this what all you're having for lunch? Because it's not a very nutritious lunch." And I said, "Well," and I felt.
Yeah, yourself about to say, not that it's any of your business.
Yeah, well, I was very close to saying that. My line would have been, not that it's any of your business, but I've actually had quite a healthy sandwich back at the office.
Yeah,
where I work full time.
Yeah,
none of your
nice.
none of your concern.
To let her know that you are in full time employment.
Yeah, and this, in fact, is a snack.
A snackette.
Not a bad snack. It's like a little pot of fruit and a chocky bar as a treat.
Yeah.
So why don't you go fuck yourself? But I didn't.
No, that's nice of you.
But I was close. I think maybe last year, if she'd have caught me on a bad day, I think it would.
You'd have gone.
I think I would have gone. Yeah. So
it's problematic to go like that, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, what do you think of that? Do you think that's rude?
Well, she said, I think she's just had your best interests at heart, mate.
She doesn't know me though,
and she's a patronising busybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't know me, girl. No. You don't know what I've been through.
Exactly.
You don't know me.
I had my ham and cheese salad sandwich, and it was rather nice.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. All right. Fine. Mayo.
Bit of mayo. Yeah. No pickle. No, a bit of butter.
A bit of butter, yeah. Like a bit of butter,
No,
don't you? Like
no
a bit
pickle.
of butter.
No pickle.
Okay.
Yeah, but that's cool, man. You know, so I feel like I'm doing all right. Yeah,
Small incremental changes and all of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. I've realised we've forgotten to light the fire as well.
Oh, I hadn't noticed actually. It's very cold at the moment, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it's quite cold in here. I mean, I could light the fire foreseeably. Like, this microphone goes round, doesn't it?
Does it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're
You're
all
not bothered, though. You think that might be an interruption?
I think...
just me failing miserably at trying to get a fire going.
It could...
Just deeply emasculating hundreds of people live on the internet.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm all right. My temperature's not bad, man.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know that I always have your temperature in mind.
Yeah, you do.
I like to keep you hot. Keep you hotted up. But not too hot.
Yeah.
Not when you're sweating.
Yeah, you like me to be sort of lukewarm, you
Yeah.
say normally, isn't it?
I like you to
Tepid.
tell me that you as a man are not hot.
Yeah. Man's not hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Big Shaq says, I'm not hot.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. It's been an interesting week in the drum and bass scene, hasn't it? Yikes.
Yeah, man.
So for anyone that's been living under a rock, drum and bass producer Mr. Bishy, whose actual real name I don't remember, but he's been a bit of a sort of problem. Shall we say?
Hang on, who is this man?
Okay, so he's just a drum and bass producer. He had a big record called Printer Jam, which he released on Hospital years ago, like probably 8 years ago, maybe even longer ago than that. And that was that's certainly the only thing of his that I can remember. But he's been a drum and bass producer for fairly prolific for a while. Although I don't know what he does these days.
So just so I sort of have the scale of him.
Yeah.
Him against Danny Bird.
They're not far off. Danny Bird is bigger, but they're in they're playing in the same playground, I guess.
Okay.
Although I guess Mr. Bishy's career has tailed off over the last couple of years.
Okay.
He certainly hasn't released any big tunes in a very long time.
But presumably he still plays out live and stuff, does he?
I guess sometimes, I don't know.
Yeah.
Not his fucking agent, all right?
It's
Jesus Christ.
So I'm just thinking, I'm thinking of getting a hot new DJ for my birthday party.
All right, yeah, well, I'm sure he'll be going out quite cheap these days.
Yes. So Mr. Bishy, what's he done?
Yeah, okay, so he's been a bit of a sort of, well, the polite English way of saying twat is bit of a character, isn't it?
A twat?
A twat, yeah. He's been a bit of a character for a number of years and has sort of been known to crop up on forums and so on with a spicy contrarian view on something, or just generally being weird. And Crabman saying he's got an Asian name, which is, I guess true. But I got embroiled in a debate with him when, do you remember I sort of called out Twisted Individual for a homophobic post that he made?
Yep. I sort of remember. Kinda.
Yeah. Kinda. Do these assless leather chaps make me look like a fag? Yeah, so that was when sort of the our parody of Twisted Individual
I think
came
I
to life.
Sort of remember that.
Do you remember like Rankin Radio, like our show? Do you remember that? Yeah. Anyway, so Mr. Bishy popped up on the comments of that thread, sort of defending Twisted and being like, his position was, well, he's made some banging tunes, so you sort of have to let him off.
Right,
which is, I don't really...
No, that's
I don't think it really works like that, is it? Not really,
I mean, if, say, for instance, Joseph Stalin or Hitler came up with, like, a decent gabba track, would that excuse them for all their terrible ills? I don't know.
I mean, I get granted that's a little bit of a leap.
But yes, I am comparing Twisted Individual to Joseph Stalin.
I don't know. I mean, I think if you were to let Twisted run riot with his own wacky ideologies, you might
just
get
go
something
around sucking dick, wouldn't he? Just
hey boys, right? Everybody, let's get rid of these bourgeoisie, one dick at a time.
You
line up.
I hate gays.
For the Come on, it's for the collective good. Right.
How's that sponsorship coming on?
Jesus Christ, I've forgotten about that. Yeah. Anyway, back to Mr. Bishy. So so I sort of got into it with him about that. So I disagree with her position.
Yeah.
I think if you are an arsehole, you're an arsehole, regardless of whether or not you've made some good art.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, so the thing that he... it turns out this has been going on a while, his sort of wacky views when it comes to race, as it turns out.
Okay.
And immigration and social integration and so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
So he was annoyed that Donald Trump is not coming to London for a London visit anymore, as he was annoyed about the moving of the embassy.
Right, yeah.
And a lot of people were celebrating this.
Yeah.
I think he should come, because I think that if you have someone in your life that you disagree with and you want to change their mind, it's better to talk to them and try and change their mind rather than shutting them out and telling them, sorry, they can't come round.
Yeah, I didn't really care, to be honest.
I mean, that's
I'm pretty
another point, isn't it?
either way, really.
Yeah.
Like, becomes cool, if not.
Sure.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah. And Sadiq Khan had been someone on the sort of celebratory "you're not welcome in London" side of it, and so Mr. Bishy had taken objection to this and posted a status saying, "I would have liked to have seen Donald Trump come. What does Sadiq Khan know? He's not even a real Londoner."
Right.
Which is odd on a number of levels. Sadiq Khan's born in Tooting.
Right. Okay.
So
that's London. I used to live there.
It is in London.
Yeah, definitely. It's southwest London.
Yeah. And he's the mayor of London.
Hey, do you know what he is?
Yeah.
So he lives in London.
Yeah.
And he's got his office is in London.
Yeah.
Because he's the mayor of London.
Yeah, he's mayor of London.
Yeah.
It's
by Tower Bridge. So
So a few people sort of questioned him on this slightly wacky statement.
Yeah.
And he says, to be a true... I do have it here. Oh, no, I don't have it there. Was that you can't be a Londoner unless you're English.
Right.
Also, I imagine on Sadiq Khan's passport, he says that he's English,
British,
born in London.
Yeah.
You know London, right?
Yeah, so London, the capital of England. Yeah. Now, so also one of the things that he says is that he is unhappy about the level of social integration from immigrants. Mm-hmm.
Now, okay. But if you say that someone who was born in London because their parents immigrated to London is not a real Londoner, but you also then say, well, they're not integrating, but you're saying they're not allowed to be a London. You can't have that both ways, can you? The two statements are antithetical.
Yeah, that's a very bizarre sort of viewpoint. He said something really, because I was reading his comments today, or his status, he said something really distasteful, which was sort of like, just because some muzzy or gets on a boat years ago.
Well, he used much worse language than that.
Oh, was it the P word?
He's literally, he's dropped every racial slur under the sun. Like he's calling like a guy on another DJ who is black on Twitter, challenged him about something, and Mr. Bishy calls him a chimp.
Right.
It's like you've taken a hop, skip, and a line, a hop, skip, and a jump over the line at that point. It's like, well, you're delving into like 1970s working men's club racism at that point.
That is horrific.
Like you've sort of give up your opportunity to have a discussion and a debate with people at that point.
Yeah.
Like, there are issues that, that if you're interested in, you're, of course, well within your rights to discuss. If you want to discuss immigration, if you want to discuss social integration, all of these things are, they're hot topics in the news. They're hot topics on a lot of people's minds, and everyone is welcome to discuss them in a sort of adult, reasoned way. But as soon as you start discussing it from a point of view of actual racism, there isn't that much of a discussion to be had.
I think your point as well around sort of social integration and the fact that, you are basically talking about a real success story in terms of social integration with someone like Sadiq Khan, who has come to the top of his profession, whilst being an immigrant. But I do think that when people have these kind of viewpoints and they're sort of like conflicted, whereby, I don't like social integration, but they can't quite kind of fathom immigrants being successful at something.
No. They don't like you. You've got to sort of integrate, but do know your place.
Yeah, well, exactly. So So it's kind of like their idea of social integration is to stop wearing burqas and to I don't know, stop wearing other sort of religious.
Yes, everyone dressed the same.
Yeah,
but don't be successful. Don't be successful in business.
Yeah,
or anything. Like, don't you want people to work? Like, don't you want So it's the myth of the immigrant that sits all day claiming benefits but also steals your job. It's like, again, like they can't be do both. You can't be doing both.
And another thing that annoys me is that people like this Mr. Bishy, because I was reading something on, I think it's a Mixmag website today about it, and whenever anyone does this who are sort of vaguely in the public eye, they delete their comments.
Yeah.
As soon as it starts getting a little bit hot under the collar.
Well, I think the comment section of that post got pretty spicy.
Yeah.
Like it, there was some bits going on in there.
Yeah, but his sort of original kind of message, are we suggesting that he deleted it or?
Yeah, he deleted it.
So just fuck off. Like if you're gonna have these views, at least
stand by. I mean, he's sort of in his sort of half-assed apology. I'm using apology in
air quotes.
He sort of stood by a lot of, and then he posted another thing today, like, "Oh, you've all made me see the light."
Oh. So what? He's changed his view now because people have got on his back.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's obviously you want someone to change their mind, but I don't feel like it happens just like that, does it?
No.
Like, you suddenly, oh no, loads of people are annoyed with me. Oh, maybe I don't hate brown people. Well, I don't know. Yeah, maybe they're okay. Like, I feel like it takes a bit more of a conversation, a sit down, and you need to meditate on things that perhaps a little bit longer. But I feel sorry for him, not in what's happened to him, but I feel sorry for him in the fact that he's obviously in a rough place.
Yeah.
Like, happy, content people that are enjoying their lives don't hold those viewpoints.
No, and they don't feel the need to tell everybody about it.
Yeah, and also, like sort of normal people operating, as part of the normal social contract, are aware that if they post stuff like some of the stuff he posted for, I can't even repeat on the show.
Yeah,
and we say a lot of shit on this show, like, but I wouldn't even repeat. Like, that those stay on the internet forever.
Yeah,
like he's chatting mad shit, like really wacky stuff. I went back on his. Also, something he seems to be very confused about is that he seems to think that Muslims are a race.
Right.
He said you can't be. There's no such thing as a British Muslim.
Right.
Which is very odd.
Yeah.
As obviously, to be a Muslim is to be part of a religion, and so anyone can be part of that religion.
Yeah.
Regardless of your family could be. As English as it's possible to get, and you can be a Muslim. It doesn't.
I'm wondering whether he's a bit tapped.
What does that mean?
Well, he's a bit thick, a bit sort of like he's missing a brain cell or two.
Well, I mean, he's obviously an intelligent guy because, like, his music is very competent. Like, when you hear him speak and stuff, when you see videos of him, he used to do these sort of product demonstrations of bits of gear, and it's quite an uncomfortable watch because he's incredibly socially awkward.
Right, he could be a bit autistic.
It's possible. He obviously doesn't have very good social skills.
Yeah.
Or you would understand that saying that sort of things on a public forum as a public figure of sorts is
not on.
It's not on. And well, I mean, it's just regardless of what your opinions are on his views, he should realise that saying that sort of thing is going to get you. They're going to be unpopular views.
Yeah.
for a very good reason.
Do you know what? Do you know what people should do?
Go on.
They should take the Donald Trump approach and just start firing abuse at him over the internet.
Oh yeah, well, funnily enough, they have done that.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh right, okay.
One thing that I do get a little bit wound up with is like, obviously everyone's screaming at him that he's a racist. Presumably he knows that already.
Yeah.
Like, he'll know that by the fact that he doesn't like people based on where they're from, rather than the actual, the fundamental elements of their character or their individual actions.
Yeah. So yeah, why tell him that? Why don't you call him something that he's really gonna hate? Like, you're a left wing.
Yeah, you're a left-wing social justice warrior,
and it makes me sick.
Yeah. You're an Owen Jones fan.
Yeah,
you read the Guardian every day.
That's gonna wind him up.
Yeah,
right?
that would really annoy him.
Yeah.
So, obviously everyone's hurling abuse at him, and that's just like the sort of standard thing that happens, is sort of to be expected. But then there's I think presumably probably why he deleted that first thread is there are people on there going, you need to fucking kill yourself.
Right.
Like, do you feel that at that point things have crossed a line? Like, what is worse, having racist views or telling someone to kill themselves? Like, both of them are pretty rough, aren't they?
Yeah, pretty horrible. It's a horrible thing to say to anybody.
I'm also wondering whether or not that might technically be illegal.
Why?
To tell someone to commit an act of violence.
Yeah, but they don't have to do it, do they?
No, they don't have to do it, but, I don't know. I think it's a grey area. I think if you repeatedly did it to someone...
then that's
particularly if they did actually kill themselves, then someone has quite recently been prosecuted for that.
It's like harassment, isn't it?
Yeah, also it's like, I wonder whether, if you really care about ending racism... then wouldn't you be trying to change this person?
Kill everybody.
Yeah, just wipe everyone off the land. There's no more racism.
Well, just get all the racist people to kill themselves.
Yeah, but wouldn't it be the case that you would want to try and change racist people's minds and make them not racist anymore?
By hacking off their heads.
I'm trying to make a serious point.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry.
Well, yeah, you could go and kill them, couldn't you?
Yeah.
That would be a... obviously very illegal solution.
Yeah, we're not endorsing that.
But if you actually cared about stopping racism, you would be trying to stop people being racist. But if you just wanted to make yourself look virtuous, then maybe just tell people to kill themselves.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think what my advice to him would be, you don't have to like Sadiq Khan as mayor. You don't have to like his policies. But criticize the man's policies and criticize his actions, and the individual nature of what he does.
Yeah,
you don't criticize someone on where they were born, what their ethnic background is, whether or not they're a man or a woman. That's ridiculous. Then you're just getting into identity politics, and it's total bollocks.
Do you think he does this stuff for attention though?
Well, he's certainly got it now, hasn't he?
Well, yeah. I just think, I don't know. It's weird. It's just a weird opinion to have, and it's a weird thing to sort of put it out there, isn't it?
It is. I went back over his Twitter account, and there's a tweet from August. It says, "Individualism is the only thing worth protecting. Collectivism, racial, religious, sexual, or otherwise, only ever results in conflict." Right. This is a decent statement. These are the sort of foundations of liberal values, like the empowerment of the individual.
Yeah.
And how, the things that you are born with, your race, your sex, your sexual proclivity, once you start deciding that those are the things that define the character of a person, and you get yourself bogged down into identity politics, this is where, things come adrift. But when you take an individual on their actions, and then the individualism is the sort of the way out of that. But he's done a complete U-turn. Like racism is the total opposite of that.
I think he's either looking for attention, he's defective in some way.
Yeah, I mean, he said that he'd had some rough stuff happen to him, and he's apparently just blaming all foreigners for it.
Right.
Or rather,
Okay. Well, maybe
maybe do you think they're all collectively responsible? They all ganged up. The hive mind of foreign people.
Maybe they've all broken his heart.
They've all got together on some sort of giant blockchain, a decentralized blockchain.
They've all linked together.
They've all broken his heart.
Yeah. All the sort of ethnic minorities in the world have broken. Everybody in Britain.
Oh, poor little lamb.
He's had his heart broken by them all.
Yeah.
I feel bad for him, man.
Yeah, he must be gutted. You would be gutted, wouldn't you? You'd be a bit burnt after that.
That's harsh, man. Like, every single, Asian and black person in Britain has broken his heart.
Well, what were they supposed to do? You know, they're going out and something, and they're not really into it anymore.
They're not.
They can't carry it on forever just out of politeness, can they?
They don't like him.
No, they definitely don't like him.
No, well, he's really, Yeah.
You know what he should have done?
What's that?
Should have come out as gay.
Well, yeah, that's it. I mean, he would be forgiven. All sins would be forgiven if he came out as gay or came out as a secret black person.
Came out as that would be the one, wouldn't it?
That's just by the way, I am actually black.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know whether he'd be able to pull that off. I've seen a picture of him. He looks pretty white.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. You heard people have been eating Tide Pods?
Sorry?
Have you heard people have been eating Tide Pods?
What's that?
They're like, those little washing tablets that you put in your washing machine.
Someone was telling me about this. They're really poisonous.
Yeah. You die.
Yeah, they burn. They're also very. If you get one in your eye, it'll burn your eye out.
Yeah, it's detergent.
Yeah. So why why on earth would anybody eat a Tide Pod?
It's the Tide Pod challenge.
The Tide. All right, should we do it on? It could be like a Logan Paul type thing. We could do that, couldn't we?
If we do it live on air and just both die.
And both die. Yeah. And then it'll be sort of. It's very meta.
Yeah, in a way.
Sort of.
Well, so there was No Nut November.
Yeah.
Where you weren't allowed to cheers for all of November.
Right.
Did you do that?
Yep.
Okay. Then there was Destroy Dick December.
Yep.
Which is where you had to, on the first, you had to have 2 wanks. The second...
Sorry.
The first you have 1, and then the second 2. Yeah, so by the end, you're on a 30-a-day marathon.
So by Christmas, it's just like a puff of smoke coming out.
Well, people were dying by sort of 11 or 12, I think.
Just sort of jizzing out your lungs. And
yeah, I mean, your dick's gone at that point.
It's just a piece of little leather, isn't
Yeah.
it? Yeah.
And then I think January, Tide Pod Challenge.
Tide Pod, yeah, I'm up for that, man. I'll eat a Tide Pod. I'll eat multiple Tide Pods.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow, fuck it. I'll eat a dick.
Why are they called Tide Pods?
It's the brand of washing liquid in America. It's called Tide.
Oh, okay. So it's called a Tide Pod.
Yeah, you're going to go to the store and pick up some Tide Pods.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's cool, man.
You want to eat one and die?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, okay, man.
So why are people eating them?
Well, they look tasty and delicious. So look, there's I've got some stats here, man. There were over 12,000 poison control calls from people eating laundry pods last year in America.
I mean, in a sense, they do look.
Yeah, they look kind of delicious, don't they?
They look a bit like sweeties, don't they?
Yeah. Do you think this is Darwinism?
I think we are getting rid of the thick people. I think maybe Mitsubishi should eat one.
Do you think you should do the Tide Pod challenge?
Yeah, I reckon you should put 2 in his eyes as well.
You've really got that leftist lynch mob mentality about you, haven't you?
No, I'm joking. I don't actually think that.
Oh, okay, fine.
Yeah. Suck his dick.
It turns out that in America, 2015, more people called poison control. 14,000.
14,000 people.
Oh, no, some dumb motherfuckers, isn't it? I mean, presumably a large proportion of that is very small children eating them. Yeah. That's understandable. However, teens have been eating them recently.
Wow, man.
Whoa.
Yeah. Actually, I can't really talk about that.
Okay, cool.
I was going to say my girlfriend was working in the ambulances the other day, and she had a story about a teen, but I can't.
Does that fall under patient-doctor confidentiality? Probably.
Probably does, doesn't it?
So. We'll find out, and if not, then next week.
Yeah, sure.
Cool, man.
Yeah.
So also, Oh no, I've completely lost the plot now.
Mm.
Yeah, what gubbins you got?
I got some gubbins.
Yeah, I know you have.
Hang on, mate. I've got a email actually from. Do you know Professor Green?
The Whapper.
Yeah, he's the Whapper. He's the
I've
English.
done a remix for him.
Of course you done.
Yeah, did that, didn't I?
Well, you know he's like a documentary maker.
Yeah, he's got doggies and that, doesn't he?
He's got doggies.
Nice a doggy, doesn't he?
He done one. He done one the other
Done
day.
a doggy one.
He done a doggy one, but he done one about did poor white working class men the other day,
Oh yeah.
and why they're being left behind by society.
Oh well, they're all British, racist bigots, aren't they? They're all scum, aren't they?
Well,
apparently that's not the case.
No, one of them was, but he sort of saw the error of his ways.
Yeah.
One was just lazy.
Okay.
And
right. So
one
they picked a sort of diverse.
thing. And one was like, it was so weird. It was this guy from somewhere near Southampton, and his family were like really quite rough.
Yeah.
Like they all sort of talked like that, and like had sort of like West Country accents. But he was
God.
Yeah, weird. But honestly, you need to see this. And he had like the most crisp, posh accent in the world.
Right.
And he was like super bright. He was going to Cambridge.
Okay.
And but his family were all sort of like.
So he just won like the IQ lottery, basically.
Yeah, but it was
absolutely
bonkers. Anyway, I digress. I've got an email here from.
It's because it's always nice to, really try and understand an entire sort of class of people by three people in a single documentary.
Yeah, well, it's very, it's good sort of segmentation, isn't it?
I like that one, Benefit Street.
Yeah.
Yeah, where
They're
you can basically
scum,
make an
they?
entire country think that like the working classes are
scum.
Scum.
Yeah, they're
just
horrible.
by like picking out some ones that would be really good for telly.
Yeah, scum though.
Yeah, no, you're. God's sake. Try and have a serious debate every once in a while. Some people like the serious chat. Well, we made one listener to not vote Remain.
Really?
Imagine that. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Go against his whole family. He said.
wow.
Yeah. Imagine that.
That's pretty cool. Maybe he could have.
I'm well Brexit these days. I'm not.
Yeah, maybe he could have got his family to listen to the podcast. Then maybe.
Yeah. No, they're not mental.
No.
They're Brexiteers. They're not insane.
Okay, so hi, Will and James. Professor Green here. I'm the new Louis Theroux.
Oh, that's cool, isn't it?
I have 2 questions / topics of conversation for you.
Mm-hmm.
Please, could you discuss the complex social and economic reasons behind why young white working class men are being left behind by society, and in some cases are looking to right-wing splinter groups such as Britain First as a means of acceptance? And do you think I look a bit like an earthworm? A bit of unsolicited feedback. Maybe you should start talking about real topics rather than just having phone messages left by a frantic Johnny Cash who seems obsessed with giving oral sex. Just a suggestion. Regards, Pro Green.
Right. Okay. So two questions there.
Yeah.
Right. The white working class is being left behind.
Yeah. And in some cases, these men are looking to right-wing splinter groups such as Britain First as a means of acceptance.
Well, I'd say that's in probably a very minority of cases.
But you'd say the majority of Britain First would be white working class men.
Well, I don't know what the gender statistics are, but yeah, I guess it's predominantly white working class. Isn't it? I don't know that much about them. They're basically the UK Christian right wing. So they love Jesus, they hate Islam, and they want.
They do like Jesus, don't they?
Yeah, they march with crosses and stuff.
Yeah, I saw. There was some. I mean, there's a woman who is quite vocal for Britain First.
Yeah, she's the one that Trump retweeted. Do you remember that? That was like a whole week's news cycle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They went going off at Professor Green on this documentary.
Oh, they were. Oh, were they on it?
Yeah, because one of the lads he was sort of following was a member of Britain First, so he went on a march, and they all had a bit of a pop at him for, being a bit smug.
Well, was that literally their criticism of him?
Yeah, just like you're smug, aren't you? No,
Was he smug though?
No, not really. But he was like, I actually think he comes across quite well, Professor Green.
So do I. Yeah, I mean, I quite like him. Yeah, I like his documentaries a lot more than his music.
Yeah, I quite like him. But I suppose if you were on a Britain First march and you saw a camera crew there with Professor Green and arguably acting a bit pious.
Yeah. Bit sneering.
Yeah, but I've since saw something on. He was on Channel 4 talking about it, and he came across really well. He was sort of talking about how, Britain First is made up of predominantly white working class men, and they're sort of waving the flag and stuff, the Union Jack flag or the St George's flag, and the irony of it is that what was their country actually done for them? It's kind of like,
God, that's a good point, isn't it? I'd not thought about it like that.
Yeah.
Blimey, yeah.
They probably, the upper echelons of, politics and stuff like that.
Sort of pissing on them from a great height.
Yeah.
Yeah, God, that is an interesting way of looking at it. It's like they have quite a big social media following, Britain First. But I think it's quite. They're a little bit like, this is a wacky comparison, but they're a little bit like Scientology in their there's a lot. They have a big social media following because a lot of people just are interested to see sort of what they're doing. It's like, oh, those nutters.
Well, it's a bit like the Westboro Baptist Church, isn't it?
Yeah. But there's actually fuck all of them.
Yeah.
The Westboro Baptists are a good example. They're like, oh yeah, look at these crazy Christians. So it's like there's 30 of them. Literally, they're winding a few people up. Like they're worth just completely ignoring.
Yeah.
And Britain First are the same. Like Trump retweeting them was a really, really weird thing to do. It's one of those weird things to do where it just gets weird things that he does where it gets a whole load of press cycles. And I sort of wonder, like, this is a distraction while something else happens.
Yeah.
Like, he knows that this is going to clog up the news for a couple of days while he can slide something under the table, do something a little bit schneid.
Yeah, like suck a dick or something.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, man, there's nothing schneid about sucking a dick.
That's true, yeah.
But, people like worry about like, oh, the right wing in the UK. Yeah, I'm so scared of the right wing. There's about like there's a couple of hundred of them. Like it's just not worth getting worried. Yeah, how many were there on their march?
Didn't look that many.
No, it's like people are like, oh, the EDL. There's a couple of hundred of them. Like these are tiny little fringe organisations. Like it's not worth getting a bee in your bonnet about. And there's always as it tends to be. It comes from conservative religious background.
Yeah. So I think we've covered his first question there.
Yeah.
So his second question was
Richard, can you repeat the second question?
Do you think I look a bit like an earthworm?
So, like, I was at this Jordan Peterson talk on Monday in London, and it's like so like intellectually dense, and it's just like there's so much going on in everything he's saying, and they always do question and answers at the end. The same like when I went to this Richard Dawkins and Sam Harris thing months ago as well. They always do a question and answer at the end. And people always like, it seems like a competition to try and ask the most intellectual question possible. I would just love someone to get up there and just be like, hello, Jordan Peterson. If you were a flavour of ice cream, like, which would you be? Like, who's your favourite Spice Girl?
You should do it.
Yeah, I
Film
think, God, it would just, oh my God, it would just be sort of social suicide.
Yeah. Do you reckon people would boo you?
I don't know. I mean, if you did it quickly, they could usher you away in a couple of seconds. It would only take up sort of 30 seconds of the time.
Yeah, that's true.
But, because they're always like, oh no, we've run late and we're only another 2 questions. And like, if you had to suck a dick.
but really draw it out.
Yeah, really like, do the whole thing of like, so you've worked extensively as a clinical psychologist for a lot of time and you talk a lot about this. Something. So, if you had to nosh off Peter Andre or Wannabe 17, who would it be? What would you rather? Just drop a really obscene what would you rather?
So do you reckon he looks a bit like an earthworm?
Yeah, a little bit, man.
Yeah. I think
Looks a bit like Earthworm Jim.
he does. It's the way he walks as well. He walks very...
What, very earthworm?
Yeah, you know how earthworms walk?
Oh, right, yeah.
He walks a bit like an earthworm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, someone's saying that the woman from Britain Fest got arrested recently. She did. Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
I remember seeing some complaints about that after the Trump tweet fiasco.
Right, yeah.
She's
Cool, man.
Like her.
She's all right, man.
Hey, you know how like Russell Brand spoke about this, about like Hitler's missus, Eva Braun. How like there's a kind of sexy about her.
Right.
Yeah. Do you think it's the same with you and that Britain First?
I think so, yeah.
That's what it is, yeah?
I think it's just... there's something sexy, but also something very relatable about her. Yeah.
Yeah, that relatable far-right Christian ideology.
Yeah, and I just think it's a really cool
Right.
sort of position to take. She's just so...
Don't Mr. Bishy yourself.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
Yeah, okay, no, right, sharpness. Yeah. Let's keep it back to the dick jokes.
Yeah.
Yeah, he does look like an earthworm.
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
Yeah, he does.
That's fine though. Earthworm lives matter.
Yeah, I think that's all right, man.
That's cool, man. He's got an edge, hasn't he?
I think so. I think that's cool.
Yeah. All right. I got a. Funnily enough, you know how my favourite musician Tom Waits sent us a recorded message last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, funnily enough, you'll never guess who's sent in a message this week.
Who could it be? One of the Beatles?
No, almost.
Liam Gallagher.
Noel Gallagher.
All right.
Noel Gallagher has sent in a message from one of your favourite bands on there, Oasis.
Oasis are, yeah.
You think they're your favourite band?
I'd say they're probably in my top 2, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, should we have a listen to it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, cool.
All right, yeah, stickheads and that. This is Noel from the Oasis pop band. I've been like listening to the shows and that now for a while, and like as much as I've hoped for an improvement, I must say I'm starting to lose faith in the project as a whole. Ever since he stopped having that teenager on with the massive length and all of that, I think that it's just become a turgid mess of rehashed cliches and obvious drug references. So a little bit like my music, you could say. Anyway, I thought I'd send Junes like a message and that, and sing you one of my new songs. As you might remember, we were famous for singing songs about like fags and bows and that, and generally being a pound shop Mancunian version of the Beatles. So here's a snippet from our new song. It's called Going Down the Pub with Your Pals for a Drink and a Few Cigs. And if you don't like the name, you can fuck off. Going down the boozer to have a few drinks and hang out with your pals. Are these lyrics obvious enough for you bunch of total fucking turds? Oh, we can smoke a few Regals. Oh, while we rip off the Beatles. Then put on our parkas and go back down the pub. So, there it is. If you don't like it, then fucking Liam will come down and slap you around your chops. Don't be a dickhead.
Yeah, touche. I quite like his it's like Ronan Keating.
Yeah.
So,
I think they're touring together now. I think it's sort of rubbed off on him.
That's cool, man. It's nice to hear from Noel.
Yeah,
you know?
he sounds a little bit like Edward Snowden.
He does.
When he
or
used to
Devo
sing-
as well.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite a culture clash, isn't it?
Yeah.
What do you think of his new song?
I love it. I mean,
Yeah.
it's. I mean, you know, it's a bit derivative.
Yeah. Yeah, you think the lyrics are obvious enough?
I like songs about going down the pub with your mates. It's
Yeah.
relatable, isn't it?
Yeah. What was that classic one that literally the chorus is "We're going down the pub"? Is that your favourite song?
That's no.
You're going to knock that glass of water
Oh.
over in a minute. No, it's okay, but
Yeah.
maybe I'll pull this a little bit. There you go.
I don't know who that is actually.
I don't know either.
No.
Good song though.
Cockney Rejects? Don't know.
Could be man. Kasabian.
Could be.
Smashing something Manchester. I certainly got my Parker on. Schmowing on your schmanner schmink. I got the key.
Got my Parker on.
Putting my hood up, chewing on some chewing gum. Smash your bastard face in.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
It's blockchain, isn't it?
It's all about blockchain, man. It's all about blockchain.
Yeah, blockchain, isn't it?
Did you happen to do any ideas dump?
I have got a couple. We doing because you're releasing a self-help book, aren't you?
I am, yeah.
Yeah. Bedsit or bust.
Yeah, that is true, yeah.
Yeah.
Bedsit or bust.
Yeah.
It's out in all good sort of online.
Oh, it's just an
retailers.
ebook, is it?
Yeah, it's an ebook. I'm just
Alright.
it's self-published.
Self-public, yeah. It's got that vibe about it. I'm not to criticise other people's self-published ebooks, but I will say it's very, very self-published, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a vanity project.
It is very much so, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have got another.
Sham 69 apparently. We're going down the pub.
Oh, really?
Yeah, cheers nipper.
Ah, cheers, nips.
Yeah.
Cheers, big nips.
Yeah, so I do have a couple. Have you? Did you?
I've got one.
Yeah, go on then.
Mine's called "Become a Turd Coin Millionaire in 3 Easy Steps."
Okay, yeah.
So this is the one and only comprehensive guide on the market that will help you fulfill your dreams and become a turd coin millionaire.
Wow.
The book is so comprehensive that it only has 3 pages and uses font size 72 sans serif. Page 1 simply reads blockchain.
Right, yeah.
Page 2 reads learn to mine. Learn to mine, what's it called?
The thing in the
shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, you know shit.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
And page 3 it just says eggs is eggs.
Oh, yeah.
The book is the book is tipped to be
It's got a real beginning, a middle, and an end then, hasn't
exactly.
it?
Yeah, it all makes sense.
Yeah.
The book is tipped to be this year's top bestseller, and will be shortly followed by the sequel, "How to Turn Your Turd Coin into Paper Money." This is said to be made up simply by with 1 page which reads "You can't."
Get that mic straight right under your
yeah,
gob.
yeah.
There you go. This reminds me of a book that was recently launched on Amazon called Why Communism Works. And when you open it, it was like a 200-page book. And when you open it up, it just says, "It doesn't," on every single page.
Wow.
Yeah. They sold a lot of copies of it, apparently. Yeah, I like it. I would buy it. I'm interested in not only mining turd coin, but also then not really turning it into cash.
Yeah. Because you can't.
No, not really. No,
No.
it's Tods, isn't it?
No,
It's not worth anything.
Yeah.
Everyone mines their own Tods, don't they, in a way? Get rid of them.
I
I'll
do.
try and get rid of mine.
I try. Well, sometimes I keep them in a little pouch.
A little psycho Ted Bundy.
Yeah, it's like a little bum bag. And just sort of,
Really?
yeah. Just
Little
sort of-
fanny pack.
Yes. Well, that's worth keeping. I'll pop that away.
Yeah, wow. Okay. I've got a book called "How to End Your Already Fading Career in a Bang." It's by Mr. Bishy.
Oh, what? Right. Okay. Well, that's very relevant.
There's no actual write-up for that. It's just a snide remark, really.
Okay. All right. That's probably that's hurt him deep, man.
I guess it would. That
Yeah.
must have really cut him. Okay, what I do have here is the new book, Whiskey and Pingers, How I Lost 5 Stone on a Single Roll Through, by Illiman Dan.
Wow. Okay. So what's all this about? then?
Okay, Illiman Dan lays out his revolutionary new diet of whiskey and cheap dingers,
Yeah.
and how you
ding-dongs.
can literally gurn the pounds right off your body.
Yeah. Ding dongs.
Yeah, there's a pull-out guide to the calories burnt from different kinds of pingers, and how much whiskey you
Wow.
need to remain alive over a 5-day bender.
Okay. That's interesting.
Dingers, yeah?
Ding dongs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Have you heard of these Darth Vader pills?
The Darth pingers, yeah.
They're
Yeah.
black.
Yeah. Okay, yeah.
What do you make of that?
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Would you bang it?
Yeah, I'll bosh a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
I'll do a half, see how I feel.
Yeah.
Do you think that's fair?
Yeah. And I'll sort of
Compromise.
follow you round
Yeah.
and see if you come up or not.
Yeah, and then decide as to whether or not you're going to do yours.
Yeah.
You wouldn't do a half as well, so we'll try and come up at the same time.
No, I'll sort of follow you round and
Oh,
sort of
that's
see
a
if
bit
you're all
snide.
right. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess as long as you see that, check that I'm all right, then
Yeah.
I can live
No.
with that.
But yeah, not as in sort of like, are you okay? I just want to see that you haven't died so I can take one.
All right, so I'm like more of a guinea pig.
Well, yeah. Yeah.
Would you
sort of.
mask it on being a sort of protective mate?
I think so, yeah. But really,
That's
it's
decent,
just,
isn't it?
Yeah, but it's just self-interest, really.
Yeah, stingers, isn't it?
Yeah, just ding-dongs, yeah.
Yeah. What's your next one? Have you got another one?
Nah.
No, you only did one.
No, just did one, yeah.
All right, fine.
Sorry.
I've got another one here. It's called How to Run a Radio Station Without Losing Your Fucking Mind by
Right.
Trickstar Radio's own Cy Twiddy.
He must be lying, then.
No, well, apparently the tips include drinking so many wets that you can tolerate the insane noise of the teenage DJs crying in the group chat.
Yeah. I'm starting to think I might come out of that group now.
I turned off notifications a long time ago.
Oh, really?
Maybe even a year before last.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because I can't... yeah. That was one year. It was one Pride year.
Yeah,
where
it was Pride, wasn't it?
Yeah, where I sort of went in a little bit.
Yeah, you got trolley, didn't you?
Yeah. I like trolley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah.
It also includes hiring and firing techniques to use while wetted up.
Yeah.
And slugs or hairs, how much pub grub to give your house DJs at a time.
Wow. Okay. That sounds. Yeah.
Spicy?
That does sound spicy. I don't know whether would I buy a book by Cy about not losing your mind though. Sounds a bit like some sort of oxymoron or.
Well, yeah, you're going to buy a diet book off a fat person.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's my point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fair point.
Yeah.
Echerin.
Hmm?
Echerin.
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 Oh right, yeah.
Echerin?
Yeah, Echerin.
Echerin.
Yeah, would you look at Echerin?
Yeah.
I'm trying to give up.
Please, no, I'm driving. Ed Sheeran has sent us in some guff.
Oh right, okay, cool.
Do
Nice
you know
one.
Ed Sheeran?
I do know him. Yeah, he's a little guy, ginger guy, right?
Yeah, little ginger
From
lad.
Game of Thrones, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the one. Yeah.
Yeah. He sent us in some riddles. Is that right?
Yes, riddles. Yeah, apparently
Okay.
so.
Riddles.
Yeah,
Riddles.
Riddler.
Okay. Should we have the first one?
Yep.
All right then.
Hello, this is Ed Sheeran from the chat. I fell in love with an Irish boy. Kiss me on the knob. So today, I'd like to share with you my favourite riddles. I do like riddles.
Is he all right?
Here's the first one. What can you serve but not eat? Kiss me on the knob.
So what can you serve but not eat?
Tennis ball.
Well, let's see, shall we?
All right. Let's find out.
Are you idiot? You're wrong. The answer is a tennis ball.
That's right.
Oh,
Tennis ball looks like a bollock.
He's a man on the edge, isn't he? There's 2 more of these to get through as well. Oh, God.
Riddle number 2. If you want me, you'll have to share me. But if you share me, I will be gone. What am I? Here's a clue.
Jockeys?
It's not a willy.
If you want me, you'll have to share me. But if you share me, I will be gone. What am I?
Secret.
Let's see.
Oh God, some terrible fuckery going on the video. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let's have a look. Well, the freaking laptop's running out of juice. All right. Well, let's see what happens.
The answer is a secret. Kiss filling up.
Right, yeah, nice.
Yep.
Yeah, sounds decent.
There's just one more. You'll be glad to know.
Yeah, I am. Just want to shut some things down and then maybe it'll be all right. Battery in this laptop just ain't what it used to be, you know what I mean? No, I mean, it's had too many dingers. It has had too many dingers.
Yeah?
Yeah, stream's gone weird, lads.
Too many ding-dongs.
Yeah, too many ding-dongs. Okay, well, let's have this last Ed Sheeran bloody nonsense. To hell with the goddamn live stream. Okay, riddle number 3.
Here's one for you, my final riddle. A mansion is on fire. There are 3 rooms. A room full of money, a room full of expensive paintings, and a room full of gold and precious jewels. Which room did the policeman put out first? Nope.
Policeman? They didn't put out anything. They're a policeman. They need the fire brigade.
Let's have a little listen.
Right, okay.
The policeman doesn't put anything out because it's a policeman, not a fireman, you absolute moron. Kiss me on the knob.
I've had enough of Ed Sheeran, I'm going to be honest with you. I've had enough of his music. I've had enough of his ridiculous, bloody shenanigans, his riddles. His riddles are going shitter by the week.
You got them all right.
I know, and I don't want to kiss him on the knob. Honestly, I've had enough of this.
Yeah.
Right,
Yeah, man.
right, I'm going home.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Time for home time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Love you.
See you later, guys.
Yeah, bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.